There are 195 countries in the world today, and although you may not be familiar with many of the countries on the map, they all have their own unique features. To help you become more familiar with the world, we are going to tell you some fun facts about a few of these countries. Let's begin. China has only one time zone. Having just one time zone is not a big deal if the sun rises and sets at the same time in every part of the country. But China is almost the size of the United States, which operates in 6 time zones. So as the people of Beijing go to bed at midnight, Xinjiang experiences its sunset. In 1912, there were 5 recognized time zones that were 5.5 to 8.5 hours past the Greenwich Mean Time. The Beijing Standard Time was established in 1949, a decision made by Chairman Mao Zedong in the name of national unity. Bread was invented in Egypt. Yes, this yummy, warm, fluffy item originated in Egypt. The earliest bread was made somewhere around 8000 BC. The quernstone was the first known grinding tool. Grain was crushed with the quernstone, and the bakers produced bread. The first breads were flat and unleavened, resembling what we know today as chapatas in India or tortillas in Latin America. The Egyptians were also skilled beer brewers. It is believed that their brewing expertise, along with the warm climate in the country, produced the world's first sourdough. Thailand has a festival that celebrates monkeys. On the last Sunday of every November, Lopburi in Thailand celebrates monkeys in a festival known as the Monkey Buffet Festival. According to Sanskrit mythology, it was a monkey who helped Prince Rama save his bride Sita from the clutches of a 10-headed demon, Ravana. During this festival, the residents of Lopburi offer around 4,000 kilograms of fruits, vegetables, and Thai desserts to the 3,000 or so monkeys living around the ancient temple of Phra Pram Samyat. Locals also dress up as monkeys and perform for their guests, the monkeys, as they feast on the offerings. Colombia has a rainbow river. Did you think you could only see rainbows in the sky? Well, think again. Caño Cristales, a river in Colombia, is called the Liquid Rainbow, or the River of 7 Colors, because of its stunning colors. Located in Serranía de la Mascarena National Natural Park in Colombia, the multicolored river is a result of Macarena clavingera, a plant that lives on the riverbed. Between May and November, the river weeds transform into many colors like yellow, blue, red, and green, making for a mesmerizing view. The world's first writing system was invented in Iraq. The very first writing system in the world, cuneiform, was invented by ancient Sumerians of Mesopotamia, what is now modern-day Iraq. Developed in 3500 to 3000 BCE, this writing system is considered to be one of the greatest contributions of the Sumerians to the world. Cuneiform comes from the Latin word cuneus for wedge, referring to the wedge-shaped style of writing. Nepal does not have an Independence Day. Unlike most countries of the world, Nepal was never fully occupied by Europeans. That is why this Asian nation does not have an Independence Day. Following the Anglo-Nepalese War from 1814 to 1816, 30% of its land was taken by Britain, but they were never able to conquer it all, thanks to the treacherous terrain of the country. There is a festival in India visible from space. The Kumbh Mela is an important festival as well as a pilgrimage site in India. It is also the largest gathering of people on Earth. The festival is celebrated every year, but it has a special importance at 4-year and 12-year intervals. The 2011 Kumbh Mela had such a large crowd that it was visible in satellite photos taken from space. North Korea has limited hairstyles to choose from. There are many bizarre facts about the country of North Korea, but one of the weirdest ones is that the men and women of the country can only choose from 15 state-approved haircuts. Unmarried women must keep their hair short. And don't even think about experimenting. Any other haircut can lead to fines and arrests. Guatemala is the birthplace of chocolate. Guatemala in Central America is said to be the birthplace of chocolate. The Mayans used to worship the cacao tree and called chocolate the food of the gods. The civilization also worshipped chocolate for its aphrodisiac qualities. It is said to be that the king, Montezuma, used to consume an absurd amount of chocolate to improve his sexual stamina. Prison escape is not punishable by law in Germany. German laws maintain that to be free is a basic human instinct, and hence, even prisoners have the right to try and escape jail. If a prisoner ever manages to escape, it is not considered to be a punishable offense. However, prisoners rarely go unpunished as they are held liable if there are any damages caused to life and property during their breakout. Sundays are for sheep bathing in Senegal. The West African country of Senegal is a predominantly Muslim nation. Sheep are prized animals here and are very well taken care of. Every Sunday, the beaches around Dakar become bathtubs for the sheep. The waters of the Atlantic are reserved for bathing sheep. Somalia has the largest number of camels. Camels are an important livestock animal for Somalia. More than 65% of the population is engaged in the livestock industry, and it accounts for 80% of the country's foreign exchange. Somalia is a country with a population of around 10 million. There are around 14 million camels in the world, of which more than 7 million are in Somalia. Zimbabwe has one of the biggest waterfalls in the world. Victoria Falls in Zimbabwe is majestic and one of the biggest in the world. But what makes it so impressive is that as the water crashes down, the sound can be heard from up to 25 miles away. Not just that, the spray and mist it creates can be seen from 31 miles away. Such is the enormity of this waterfall. Snakes are revered in Benin. The people of Benin respect snakes so much that they even welcome snakes into their houses and offer them food. There is also a building in this West African country called the Temple of Pythons that houses around 50 royal pythons that tourists can visit. Cuba's biggest source of revenue is its doctors. The Caribbean island Cuba's biggest source of income is not from tourism or tobacco or sugar or rum, but doctors. The country has around 50,000 doctors working abroad, and they bring in an estimated $11 billion to Cuba annually. Santa Claus was born in Turkey. St. Nicholas, the historical figure known to us as Santa Claus, was born in Patar, Turkey, somewhere around 300 AD. People believe that he performed many miracles in his lifetime. Even though Santa Claus originated in Turkey, the country does not traditionally celebrate Christmas, as it is a largely Muslim country. Sweden has not fought a war in 2 centuries. The Scandinavian country of Sweden has not fought a war in more than 200 years. Sweden was not a part of both world wars. Its last conflict was in 1814, with its neighbor Norway, which had declared independence. The Rubik's Cube was invented in Hungary. Erno Rubik was an architect who created the Rubik's Cube and named it after himself. He lived in Hungary. Erno Rubik never intended the cube to be a toy. Rather, he was aiming for the Rubik's Cube to be a tool to help people understand three-dimensional geometry. Austria is home to the world's first zoo. Franz Stephan I of Lorraine was new to Vienna. He had married an empress and wanted to bring his collection of exotic animals with him. So he decided to build a menagerie with his private funds and filled it with exotic animals and birds. In the center was an octagonal pavilion surrounded by 13 animal enclosures. This is how, in 1752, the first zoo in the world was founded in Austria, and it is still in operation today. Papua New Guinea has a tribe with unique currency. A tribe in Papua New Guinea still uses shells as currency. The Tole Society, which has around 120,000 people, uses shell money or taboo for their everyday trade in the village. It is not easy to make, but these marine treasures are used just like any other currency. The flag of the United States has a surprising designer. The flag of the USA is one of the most recognizable in the world, with its red, blue, and white colors and the stars and stripes. But did you know that the modern version of the flag containing 50 stars was designed by a high school student for a class project? High school student Bob Heft even anticipated the addition of Alaska and Hawaii. However, his teacher, unimpressed, gave him a B-. Bulgaria brought yogurt to the world. You will find that yogurt is a staple in Bulgaria. It is in almost every dish. The ancient Balkan country claims to have accidentally created yogurt around 4,000 years ago. when nomadic tribes roamed the region. The nomads carried their milk in animal skins, which created an environment ideal for bacteria to grow and cause fermentation. It is likely that yogurt was discovered this way in different places in a similar way. Either way, the main bacterium in the process is known as Lactobacillus bulgarius, linking Bulgaria to yogurt production. Turkmekistan celebrates Melon Day. Melons are very important in the culture of Turkmekistan. These melons have been praised for centuries by writers like Arab traveler Ibn Battuta and Mughal Empire founder Zaharuddin Muhammad Babur. This is why, since 1994, the second Sunday of August is an official holiday and celebrated as Melon Day, where there are many fairs and markets displaying the many melons that the country offers. Look closely at Singapore's $1,000 note. The island city-state of Singapore has something unique on its currency. The entire lyrics of the Singapore national anthem are printed on the back of the $1,000 portrait series banknote in microprint. For other denominations, only the words Majulah Singapura are used. Costa Rica is always about the same distance from the sun. Costa Rica is located 8 to 12 degrees north of the equator. Because of this, the country is almost always at the same distance from the sun. This means that the country has precisely 12 hours of day and 12 hours of night every single day of the year. Palestine has a city that celebrates Christmas 3 times a year. Palestine, located between Jordan and Israel, is home to a small city named Bethlehem. This is the birthplace of Jesus Christ. Not just that, but Bethlehem celebrates Christmas 3 times a year. 7th of January according to Greek Orthodox, the 18th of January according to Armenians, and the 25th of December according to Catholics. There is a place in Kuwait that can be seen from space. Kuwait is a small nation in the Middle East. In this country there is a massive tire dump. This dump is the biggest in the world. That's not all. The tire dump is so expansive that it can be seen from space. Namibia is home to the oldest desert in the world. The African country of Namibia is named after the Namib Desert. This desert is the oldest in the world, having been in existence for 55 million years. Pakistan produces around half the world's footballs. A small city in Pakistan, called Sialkot, produces over 40% of the world's footballs. Back in the colonial days, the British, tired of waiting for the shipment of footballs, tried out local repairs for punctured footballs. Happy with the results, they established some manufacturing centers in Sialkot, which started the industry that is one of the largest in the world today. Eswatini has a weird custom when it comes to its kings. Eswatini, known as Swaziland until 2018, has some strange customs. This South African nation is one of the last monarchies in the world. King Mswati is allowed to take a new wife every year if he chooses to. His predecessor had 125 wives. Fiji is a place with an ancient, well-known tradition. I am sure you have seen people walking on a hot patch of stones and fire, at least in the movies. Well, this tradition started in Fiji. This island nation of the South Pacific is the birthplace of firewalkers. It is believed that the descendants of the first man to do so can still walk on the white-hot stones. Nigeria has a town with the highest number of twins. The Yoruba people in southwest Nigeria have had the highest number of twin births in the world. For every 1,000 live births, there are 50 sets of twins. There have been many theories regarding this strange phenomenon, but one possible explanation is that the Yoruba people eat a type of yam that contains a natural phytoestrogen which seems to stimulate women's ovaries to release more eggs. Luxembourg has an old dancing ceremony. The tiny European country of Luxembourg has a dancing ceremony so old and popular that in 2010 it was included on UNESCO's list of intangible cultural heritage of humanity. The ceremony is held on Whit Tuesday, when some 10,000 people hop together as around 40,000 spectators watch. Suriname has just one cinema. Suriname is located on the northeast coast of South Africa. Would you believe that this entire country has only one movie theater? Called TBL Cinema. The theater is located in the capital city of Paramaribo. This is because the cinema does not receive any financial support from the state. Due to the economic crises in the 1990s, all of the cinemas in the country were closed. Brunei is one of the very few absolute monarchies. The Southeast Asian country of Brunei is one of the only countries in the world governed by an absolute monarchy. Hassanai Bolkiah, the Sultan of Brunei, has been ruling since 1967, which makes him the second longest-serving monarch in the world after Queen Elizabeth II of Great Britain. Brazil is home to the deadliest place on Earth. Queimada Grande Island, located in the Atlantic and governed by the Sao Paulo municipality, is the deadliest place on Earth. Also known as Snake Island, the island is, you guessed it, filled with snakes. There are around 45 species of venomous snakes on this island, and generally only biologists are allowed to enter. Belize has a strange culinary delicacy. Belize is a country in Central America where a rat-like creature is considered a delicacy. Yucky much? Well, you gotta try it first. The paca, known as the gibnut in Belize, is a nocturnal rodent and a gastroeconomic delight in the country. It is so revered that it was served to Queen Elizabeth II in 1985 while she was there on a royal visit. Iceland does not have a McDonald's. McDonald's used to have a few branches in Reykjavik in Iceland, but after an initial successful period, the franchise did not see any profits. After a financial crash in 2008, ingredients imported to Iceland increased in price and things worsened. This led to McDonald's completely shutting down in Iceland. The last cheeseburger sold in Iceland is on display in a museum dating back to 2009. Japan has vending machines that sell practically everything. The US may have many vending machines, but they are nothing in comparison to the Japanese ones. The first vending machine in Japan sold cigarettes. Today, Japan has millions of vending machines, and they sell anything from flowers, drinks, and meals to toys and hats for your pets. Indonesia has many active volcanoes. Most of the islands of Indonesia are placed along a volcanic belt. Its proximity to the Pacific Ring of Fire means that the region often experiences earthquakes and volcanic eruptions. There are around 400 volcanoes in Indonesia, and out of those, 100 are active. Mongooses are a regular sight in Barbados. In Barbados, you can easily spot a mongoose roaming around somewhere. They were first imported from India in the 1870s to get rid of the rats in the country, but that effort was in vain. Now they have become a common animal on the island. In Barbados, they say if a mongoose crosses the street in front of you, it brings you good luck. St. Lucia is named after a woman. St. Lucia, an island nation in the Caribbean Sea, is the only country in the world which is named after a woman. This nation is named after St. Lucy of Syracuse. The French were the first European settlers to arrive on this island, and they gave it this name. Ethiopia has more than 80 languages spoken in the country. The country of Ethiopia has more than 80 languages that are spoken across the nation. It has 5 official working languages: Amharic, Afan Oromo, Tigrinya, Somalia, and Afar. The most commonly spoken foreign language is English, and all the university classes are taught in this language. One of Vietnam's main attractions is Ho Chi Minh's body. The first president of Vietnam, Ho Chi Minh, also known as Uncle Ho, died in 1969. He was encased in glass against his will, and his body has been embalmed and put on display in a mausoleum in Hanoi. This is a religious destination for many Vietnamese people. Visitors are not allowed to take pictures. The mausoleum is closed from September to December when the body is taken to Russia annually for maintenance. How many of these facts did you already know? Would you like to know some more fun facts about other countries as well? Tell us in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, like and share it, and we will be back with more countries in the next part. Subscribe to our channel for more.